Thank you for joining us for another edition of Easy Essentials. Today's topic, rentals. A little background on Easy Essentials is in order to guarantee your success with Easy Facility, we have created this webinar series called Easy Essentials, meant to serve as a training aid to showcase feature-specific best practices and also to ensure you're making the most out of your Easy Facility account. During today's webinar, the agenda will be, we're going to quickly go through the schedule screen. What features are there, what features aren't there, how do we use them, and how do we don't. As well as we're going to go through a brief overview of why we would want to use a rental. And then we're going to actually go through the process together and show a few examples of how to create a rental and customize titles, or set rental length, or do the billing and invoices. As well as we're going to go through how to do recurring rentals, as well as what it's like to actually rent multiple venues at the same time. Of course, I always like to give a shout out to Easy Facility for allowing us the opportunity today to bring you Easy Essentials. Also, for additional support, visit our community site at support.easyfacility.com. It's here that you're going to actually find our collection of user guides, as well as access to our support team via the Trouble Ticket portal, as well as previous Easy Essential video recordings, and you always have access to our suggestion box. Let us know what you'd like to see or things you'd like to improve. As well as if you ever have an idea for a future Easy Essentials topic, send it to us at marketing@easyfacility.com. And always keep in mind, we're here to help. All right. Now, after logging in, you're always going to be redirected to the schedule screen. Now, a few things about the schedule screen. First thing you'll notice is you'll see on the left side, based off of what you've done in the admin section, our schedule groups appear in the green, and our actual resources, so our trainers or our venues or our fields, appear in the gray. Now, understanding that you as a trainer perhaps do not need to see every trainer's schedule, we also provide the ability to hide things. So as you notice on the left, there's a minimize button. So let's say Jason doesn't need to see Bryant or the new trainer's schedule. They could always just hide them to only show his. Pretty easy to bring it back. We just click unfilter in the top. So you saw us just do it on an individual line basis. However, we also give you the ability to hide complete schedule groups. So if Jason never needs to see the hockey ice, then we'll just hide all of those. Never needs to see the venues, we'll hide all of those. And again, we'll bring them back with unfilter. Now, a quick overview on rentals. Why would we want to use rentals? Rentals are great whenever you want to invoice somebody for a set period of time quickly and efficiently. So for example, let's say Ted walks in, he is looking to do his birthday party. The steps to doing a rental are pretty simple. The first thing you need to find out is where is it happening and when is it happening. So let's just say, for example, we're going to be renting out the pool at 7 o'clock. We want to just click into 7 o'clock for the pool. Rule of thumb that I always use when I'm using Easy Facility is I read it like a book. So I start in the top left and I work my way around. So keeping to that principle, you'll see rental in the top left. So if you're doing a rental, obviously we just want to click on rental. And then based off of what you've put in the admin section, you'll see in the reservation type dropdown all of the rental types that you've already created. So I know that we're going to do a birthday party, so I'm going to choose the birthday party one that I've created. You'll see that the start time defaulted to 7 o'clock because that's what time we clicked into. We're going to say it'll be a 2-hour party, so 7 to 9. Customizing the title right here, you'll see it automatically defaults to whatever you made the rental type. However, you could always type anything you want to in there. Or it'll always fill out with whoever's actually booking the event's name after you book it. Since we're just going to do this one single birthday, we're going to skip option 2, which we'll get to later, and we're going to go right to option 3. By all means, if the client's already in your system, just start typing their name and it'll automatically find them. But let's just say somebody random off the streets walking in. We just want to click on New Client, and then quick fill out their information. So we'll say that Ted Marks is here. Throw in an email address. We'll just say no reply. In order to add it, you actually need to click add to the right here, and you'll see it adds it here. Add in a birthday, and then a phone number. Then we just scroll to the bottom and click add. Then it'll take you quick to the last step, just choosing what do I want to charge these people. So based off of the rental plans that you've put in the back end, the rental rates will appear here. So we're just going to choose birthday party, which you'll see defaults to $100 an hour. However, we don't necessarily want to charge them $100 an hour. We want to actually just say charge them per occurrence, meaning just $100 for the whole thing. And then we'll click add to cart. After adding it to the cart, you just have to invoice it. So you're going to either choose invoice now or invoice later. In this case, we're going to just invoice it now. And you'll see it takes us to the invoice. It shows us who the person is, what it is they bought, and how much it actually cost. But this is a birthday party. Sometimes a lot of facilities have add-ons, extra kid fees or pizza fees or something along those lines. Pretty simple. We can just click on add an item. You'll see you can have a predefined drop-down, so we'll just choose the pizza option, and we will say that they purchased 3 pizzas. And you'll see it tacks it right onto the invoice. And then when we click done, it automatically brings us back to the schedule screen. First thing I notice is you'll see that the color has defaulted to the color that we assigned to birthday parties, so in this case red, as well as you'll see the title actually becomes Ted Marks, so the person that actually rented it. Also, let's say something happens, Ted can't do 7 o'clock, we need to push it to 8 o'clock. Very simple to edit rentals. All you need to do is click on the event, drag it to the right, and drop it. Same thing goes with up or down. If we needed to change it from the pool to the spin studio, we could just drag it up and drop it. Also, one other thing you'll notice here is you'll see that there's a money symbol on the event. That signifies that the event is not fully paid for. So if you or your employees see that on the schedule when the person walks in, you want to make sure that you take a payment, or at least address the situation. So we can click right on it. You'll see that in the bottom right, there's a money symbol that says pay. When you hover over it, it lets you know how much they actually owe. You can click on it, brings you to a payment screen, choose what they're paying. If they're going to pay you $20, type in that, or just click total balance, and then choose how they're paying you. All right, so that's how you would actually schedule a single rental. But now let's say we have a team that's looking to rent the turf, for example. So let's say they're looking to rent the turf every Friday at 7 o'clock. So we're going to just click into the turf at 7. Again, read it like a book, change it to rental. Choose our rental type. So in this case, we're going to go turf full field. And we'll say they're only looking to have it for an hour. This time, we're not going to skip over option 2. We're going to click right into it. Again, if we follow the method of reading it like a book, our first option is pattern. And since we said this is going to be a weekly thing every Friday, we're just going to choose weekly. And you'll see that it provides you the options of on these days. So if it was going to be a Monday, Wednesday, Friday rental, we would just want to make sure we check Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But for this example, we'll just keep it at every Friday. When it comes to the range right underneath, you can choose to say, well, it's going to be 6 Fridays. Or my personal favorite is using end by this date. So clicking in here, it'll provide a calendar drop-down. You just choose, well, we're going to go until the 29th of August. And then the most important part is that you hit add new occurrences. This will display every Friday for you. So if you know right off the bat, well, we actually can't do it on the 22nd, it's here that you could actually select it and then delete it out. Next step, just like before, we're going to choose the client. So since we know we created Ted, we'll click on Ted Marks. We'll again choose the rate that we predefined, turf full field, and in this case, we're going to leave it at $40 an hour. And then we're going to add it to the cart. So last time we got to this screen, we only saw the 2 options, so single new invoice or leave items in cart. However, let's say, for example, we want to bill this person monthly. So we want to only charge them every month for whatever they do within that month. One option that we can use is date-based invoices. Clicking on here, you can say, create an invoice for every 1, and then you have a variety of options. In this case, since we want to do it monthly, we're going to choose 1 month. And then we're going to say started on July 1st. And then create the invoice. So you'll see here it's kind of a brief synopsis. So it's letting you know that because these first 2 were done in July, that they're on the same invoice, $771. And then these next 4, because they're all done in August, are on a separate invoice, $772. So as we just click into that, you'll see it here. The last option that we have when it comes to scheduling rentals is, let's say we want to schedule 2 things at once. Why have to do each one individually when you could do them together? So in the beginning of the broadcast, we talked about the minimize button. However, to the right of that, you'll see the select button. So let's say somebody's looking to rent both turf fields at the same time. Multi-selecting them and then choosing what time they want to rent can save you a ton of time. So let's just click into 12 o'clock. Again, go to rental. We'll choose the turfful field again, and then put it at an hour. We won't worry about a recurring pattern. We'll just search for the client. We'll say Ted Marks. And then here we'll just choose our drop down again. So turfful field. Now, one option that we didn't see on the previous examples is this, renting 2 resources. So the first option is bill for each, meaning it's going to take the $40 an hour and times it by 2, 1 for each turf field. Or you could always just say, you know what, I just want to bill them as 1, and it's not going to multiply it by 2, so it'll be the true $40 an hour. From here, we're just going to click Add to Cart, and then for this one, you'll see we could add it to an open invoice. So if we wanted to tack on these rentals to maybe an open invoice already, you'll see in the drop-down it shows whatever open invoices this client has. Or in this case, we're just going to click Invoice Later. All right, so clicking on Invoice Later, what that did is it actually put the rentals up here in the top right in your cart for you to invoice later. Here you could always come in, select, and then create an invoice whenever you seem fit. All right, thanks for joining us for another edition of Easy Essentials, and I look forward to speaking with you next time.